short presentation to keep on time. So I'm French, as you can hear by my accent. I oversee operation for Wereldhave over the 3 countries, so France, Belgium, and Netherlands. I come from the French operation. I actually started as an exploration manager of one of a shopping center that we still own in near Paris, and then grew up the ladder and gave back the confidence that the company gave me. And I studied, I would say, management in France, near the border with Belgium in Lille. And I joined in 2015, which is a while ago now, I would say. I'll go very quick through the market update and our numbers, give you a feedback on the new structure of operation, give you some insights on cross-border expertise and some processes harmonization that we started to work on, and then finish with, I would say, some learnings that we have from the outsourced portfolio in France, and I would say a new approach regarding how we do exploration. To start, well, I think the graph speaks for itself, and people before me explain you our shopping center are overperforming I would say the market and the previous years. It's quite shocking, the numbers, and nearly double digit compared to 2022 and around 4% compared to 2019, which is good to know from those numbers, is that we have shopping centers in Netherlands that are in transformation, that are accounting for that, and they are suffering from work. So imagine that some shopping centers have areas closed, so we do have less footfall, mainly in the Dutch portfolio, but still a plus 9%. And in the Belgian portfolio, we saw that we have unexpected event. For example, this year I can mention we had a fire in the parking. We had to close a part of the parking. We had some strikes in the delays, and even though our 2023 number are going to be really good as well. This shows that we are in the right direction, and this shows that our team, the operational teams, do a very good job on a daily basis. The structure which allows this success went from silos, as Peter presented you. So France operation, Belgium operation, Dutch operation, a bit of get together, but not that much of a shared approach on problematics on exploration subjects. So we went from one country manager to divided by category: operations, leasing and development, finance as well. And it's really a pleasure to see that when we decide to something as a strategy for the group, we're able to roll it through all the countries with the same message, and we know in the end results that we're going to get the same in Netherlands and the same in Belgium. And that is possible because there is Kim, which is present, that you will present one business case this afternoon in one of the shopping center, and we have the same in Belgium. We have an operations director which is overseeing our shopping center manager. Above all, we decided that as well we needed in Belgium specifically a bit more focused regarding the category of the asset, because for those who don't know, in Belgium we are not only owning shopping centers, we own inner city development, as I can call them. We own retail parks and we own offices as well. So we've decided to focus more on the category management, I would say, as they call it in leasing, with someone which is responsible for the P&L of the retail parks, responsible for the P&L of the offices. And then looking a step back on the 3 countries, but mainly on the 2 big one, there is very good expertise that is to be spread around in the global portfolio. So if you look at Netherlands, and the CapEx plan shows it, we are very good in development. There's a very good knowledge in development in Netherlands, which Peter is now, I would say, scrolling through in the Belgian portfolio. That is the expertise that we want to take from one country and then let the other country enjoy about it. ESG initiative, I think Mart is the best example. We have a very cautious approach, methodic approach, and the PV panel study that you saw on the Dutch portfolio, well, we're currently looking at doing the same in the Belgian portfolio. Even though I would say the real estate law, if I can call it like that, in Belgium so far was not allowing us to do the same as in Netherlands, it's starting to move. So now we could contact Albertine through Peter and say, look, we have a very nice roof. We can have a lot of solar panels, but yeah, we produce too much. So in fact, the IRR is reducing because we are rejecting the electricity in the grid at a low price. Whereas now, we are able, through the leasing team, to contact Albertine, maybe Siemens or another big tenant and say, look, we rent you a part of that roof that is oversupply for us. We get a very decent price for that. And the rest of the production, we are able to send it through the service charges to all the electricity of the common areas, and as well, to re-inject only a short amount which is above the need. Then if you look at Belgium, again, they're really good on the day-to-day operations, mainly in the shopping centers. If there's a Belgian person in here that knows very well those shopping centers, if you scroll through our shopping center in Belgium, they are very well maintained, very well, I would say the exploration on the day-to-day is really up to par, up to the standard I've known in the past when I was in Unibail, and this is something with Kim, that we are looking at expanding around. Setting some grids that we will look every day. We have to check that this is proper. If it's not, we will go and see our supplier and say, look, you promised to me this morning that the cleaning was done at that level, but I checked it and it's not. So in our contract, we will adapt. And if this goes through several days, you'll get a penalty on your supplier contract. And then a few for France, because I'm French, I'm proud of it, so I had to mention it. We came from a long story of big national tenders. We had security, maintenance, all the big contracts were with one supplier. And I can say France is quite wide. So I think Belgium and Netherlands, we will be able on a short run to have the same supplier, maybe in security, maybe in maintenance, at least on the Flemish and the Dutch side, maybe on the Walloon side and the French side until we have the French operations. So there, again, there is a benefits for it. And if you have a look again, I mentioned energy performance contract, and I think this is something we already started to study in Belgium, and we will do the same in the future for Netherlands with Mart, is we set with the maintenance supplier objectives in terms of consumption of energy. If they don't get there, they pay it, because they supply as well the energy. And actually, during the COVID, they were able to decrease even further than we were expecting, so we could decrease even more our service charges. But then out of COVID-22, we set a barrier, we set a roof, and they were above it, and it was Dalkia, a big maintenance company in France, which is supplying the electricity, that had to pay that differences. So for, I would say, a budget perspective, a financial perspective, we know where we're going to be landing at year end. Then, hospitality approach. I think when we look around, you can always mention the hotel or the hospitality sector as our end goal when we are in the shopping center industry and the real estate retail. I think mainly they start with the recruitment, the way they recruit people, the way they train them, the background they are looking at. And this is something we are starting to apply in the latest recruitment we've done. And that is where we want to keep going. And I would say, even for the works we are performing in an asset, not only when we do development, but maybe I would say you know shopping centers. There's always a tenant changing. There's always some things to fix. There are always in the toilets a cabinet which is broken, and this is something that we want to apply there. It has always to be neat, clean, nothing, the proper message on the door explaining why it's not working, and this is, I would say, copy-paste from the hotel sector. And I mentioned SLAs, well, I think service level agreements with our suppliers as well. Then I think the hotel sector and the F&B industry as well, they're always on the watch regarding the customers. I would say end customer, so really the people going shopping in our malls. But for us, it's as well on our tenants. And I think this is something we're starting to look. It's a monitoring tool for all digital aspects. So, of course, the social medias, but then you have the Google comments. Now you have the TikTok comments. It goes so fast. And we are investigating a tool currently that could gather it all and help our local people on the ground really highlight the key ones. And the one which are not key have ChatGPT answering it for us. Because literally I've seen the studies of ChatGPT answering 10 questions and a human answering 10 questions. 8 of 10 was better in ChatGPT than the human. So all those questions that we can send to a robot, I would say we will, and then we will focus on the key ones. And I think this is good as well for the commercial, because that gives you a feedback on a tenant directly. You're just clicking on a button before entering a leasing meeting with a tenant that can come for a discount. And then you look at all the comments which say that Z-Man has way worse comment than the Z-Man which is 10 minutes away, and it's all about, I would say, the employees in the shop. There, as a landlord, okay, I have an impact, bring you the footfall in, have a nice surroundings, but it's your employees in the end. So I think this is key for us. Then one point is the OCR. We mentioned occupancy cost ratio of our tenant. Main big part is the rent, but then in operations we manage the service charges and marketing fees. There, I would say, in the given market we are plus 11% last year on the salaries in Belgium, compulsory. We're not going to make a minus 10 as of tomorrow in the service charges, but at least our objective is it's capped, and we have to do more with what we have. So the national tenders are here to help, work on the energy performance contract, buy all those energy in advance as well. We saw in Belgium now that it was not done by the past, it's done now. We know where we're going to land as next year in energy. And I think that will allow the rent growth as well. And on top of that, with tenants that are overperforming, I would say that's a double plus. Finally, that's the inner rule that we have, and I think Matthijs mentioned it, and Dennis. I think we've changed the paradigm with the amount that we give to the team. And say before it was like present everything, and then we'll do a sort out. Now we came on the table with this is our objective as a company, and how can we make it work? And I think for the team it's way more rewarding to start with, and then on the other side it's being more, I'm sorry I don't have the English word for it, exigeant. It's like giving you the standards that we expect, and we see that they are actually currently making it, because we have the business plan as we speak. Jos can elaborate on that during the tour, and we literally see that they reach that objective, both in service charges, both in capex, in maintenance, in customer journey, or as well in ESG. And this is for us key, because that will allow us with international tenders, setting penalties in our contract, being more, I would say, ambitious to cap those service charges and deliver a better result for our tenant and our shareholders. That is it for me. I went a bit fast, I think, but that way we are on time. If you have any question, feel shout out, I would say.
There's time for 2 questions.
All right. Who are the luckiest?